You don't need years to learn a language. I went from 0 to B2 in Chinese in just 8 months, and that's one of 10 languages that I speak. Today, I am giving you the exact strategy that I use to learn language, and it's way simpler than you think. First of all, what is the problem? Why do we suck at learning a language when we did it successfully as babies? Turns out, the schools teach us to memorize and analyze. Now, think about your typical class. You just show up, sit down, and take notes, maybe answer a question when the teacher stares directly into your soul. And that's 80% of your learning. The remaining is spent doing homework. And then you ask yourself, why can't I speak fluently after so many years? Because fluency is not knowing the rules. Fluency is when you can understand the other people and the other people can understand you. So if you want to get there, you have to flip the script. So here is my secret. Efficient time allocation. When learning a language, I spend roughly 20% of my time in class, 40% listening, 30% speaking, and the rest is spent on stuff like reading or writing. So why listening? Because when learning a language, I want to be able to understand what other people are saying and be able to speak. Now I can hear you saying, but we have listening exercises in our class. Yes, but you know what? That's never enough. And adding to that, it's very slow and they use very easy words. And this is why when you go out into real life, you find people speaking very fast, using very complicated words, and there are no subtitles. So now you know where the problem lies. But how do you practice listening when you don't understand anything? Here's the thing. The first week when I was learning Chinese, I didn't understand anything, not even a single word. But somehow, after some time, I started picking up some phrases. I'd be listening to a podcast and they said something like, Kai Wan Xiao. And I'd be like, oh, maybe they are joking. And then after like 4 months, I started picking up 60 to 70% of the whole conversation. Think about it. That's already intermediate. At that time, I was even picking up phrases like Li Shou Lang Ran, which is very advanced vocabulary. And in the same amount of time, someone in class might still be stuck on stuff like Tom buys an apple. And I was following real conversation. So that's the shortcut. Speaking is a skill. Like playing piano or driving or swimming, you are not going to get better by just watching. You have to do it yourself. So it's very important that you start speaking as early as possible. Admittedly, you are not going to say a lot of things in the beginning, but even basic phrases like, hello, my name is Songa, I'm a student, can help you a lot. You get used to your own voice, your pronunciation, and everything in that language. When I started learning Chinese, I didn't really like how I sounded. But over time, I improved. So I would record myself, talk about my day, what I think, basically everything. And something interesting happens. When you get used to talking to yourself, it gets way easier talking with other people. But I didn't wait for this time because I like talking to people. So I would go and talk with people with the little I knew. And for languages like Chinese or Korean, you either get a compliment or a free class. So there's nothing to lose. So you don't learn a language by studying it. You learn a language by using it. I hope you enjoyed this video and feel free to share in the comment section what languages are you learning and how are you learning it. See you in the next video. Bye bye.